What do you say to players who do chop you down?
Well, obviously I have to let my feelings go some way. I don't sort of turn around and punch and kick them, which I've never done before. So I have to vent my feelings some other way. I generally swear at them quite a bit, and I think it's ridiculous sometimes for referees to send players off for swearing, because I'm sure every player in the game, even sort of a player like myself who's never been in trouble, I swear every week in and week out. Some of the fouls you have to do. I mean, they're so bad, you have to sort of let go of my feelings in some way. I don't make no bones about having to jump over people's tackles. People say you're a coward if you jump. Well, I jump quite a bit, because I'm sure if I didn't jump week in and week out, sometimes, that I wouldn't finish a game, let alone a season. I'm damn sure of it. The broken leg and that'd be finished, wouldn't it? But I talk about it quite a bit. People don't like me saying that. I'm not very superstitious. People say, I say to people I might break my leg tomorrow, and they say, please God you won't. But I talk about it, and you have to accept this, don't you?
Are there certain players who are branded as the tough men of British soccer?
Within the framework of all the professional footballers, there are the names who are well known. I think when you go to get together for an England game, you have a chat about you always have a chat about who you've played against, who they've played against, and who they think is the worst, and we always seem to agree on the set names.
But when does tough play become dirty? For Tommy Docherty, aggression, commitment are the keys to success. If you faced a side which included, as you knew, a ball-playing inside forward who you felt could wreak havoc in your defence, would you give your defence specific instructions if you knew that he was not terribly keen in the tackle?
Play him very aggressively. Yes, definitely. Why not? Why play him like a gentleman and let him destroy you? You can't. Play him aggressively, but within the rules of the Football Association. And the rest is up to the referee.
You really feel that the whole responsibility ought to be put on the referee's shoulders?
On the match, the whole responsibility of the match is on the referee's shoulders. A firm referee, well, players will respect him. A weak referee, the players will take advantage of him. And bearing in mind, depending on the size of the crowds, I've seen many a game refereed by the crowd. I've always played, if it's a home team, foul. The whistle's up. If it's a small crowd, you know, it's a different thing altogether.
But by saying that the responsibility during a match is the referee's, aren't you really washing your hands of the whole affair and giving your own players carte blanche, if you like?
No, you're not really, because you're giving your players tactical instructions, not only during the week prior to the match, but before the boys go out on a Saturday afternoon. And every manager tells the players there's only one boss out there, the referee. And if he's a strict referee, and I've said this a half a dozen times, I can assure you, they know if they step out within the rules, they're in the bath very, very quickly, and they're weakening their own team. But a weak referee, they also know this, and they will try things on, stealing inches at free kicks, just to name one or two, which they wouldn't get away with a firm referee.
But would you fine or would you discipline a player yourself if you felt that he was disobeying your instructions by playing too tough on the park?
Yes, I would, and I have done this. I did this at Rotherham. But it's very, very difficult, you know. You know, if you're in the relegation zone with a club, and you're saying to your players, now, come on, we must have 150% today, and the boys roll up their sleeve to go out and work hard for you, probably even play a little bit too aggressive because of the plight that they're in. Now, if that boy breaks the rules and the referee sends him off, and you fine him, so you fine the boy, say, X amount of pounds. So the following week again, you say, right, lads, come on today again. I want 155% today. And the lad that you find says, it's all very well. I gave you 150% last week, and I got fined 50 quid. So I'm not going to get into any trouble today.
But what about...
I think it's wrong for clubs, really, if a boy's giving you 100% to fine him, unless he raises his fist or turns black and blatantly kick a man.
The referee is the sole person that's in charge. He's the arbitrator in the sense of, look, I'm the judge. Here comes the judge. You know, I'm the judge. I'm the fella that says, look, you're wrong there and I'm right here. He's the sole man that can put it right. He's never wrong, is he? I mean, he's never wrong. So he can afford to be a real governor, can't he, and boss that game. And then, in that way, so consequently, would people stop trying to get away with things because they aren't getting away with things because referees don't spot them.
And do they get away with things too often?
Oh, yes, terrible sometimes, terrible, terrible. I mean, the general public see it and laugh about it and know it's going on, you know. And it's laughable within the game that you know certain people are getting away with it.
Most of the managers I've spoken to heavily criticise your view that they should be held responsible for the discipline of any of their players on the field during the 90 minutes of a league match.
Well, who do they think should be held responsible?
They say that the referee is the man in charge to interpret the rules.
Certainly it is, but this is such an easy way out, isn't it? And in a sense, it's a little bit irresponsible if that's what they do say. The referee, Stanley Rouse once said, I think, very eloquently, he'd never yet seen a referee commit a foul. And I think that's very true. And why should the referee have to concern himself with excessive man management? His job is to interpret the laws of the game.
What then, Minister, do you think can be done about this?
Well, I believe that the time has come when clubs have got to be called to account for the behaviour of their players. I can see no reason why they, as distinct from any other branch of activity in the country, as employers, ought not to accept responsibility for what their players do in their name. Indeed, I think the whole of logic is on my side. I'm told, the other day, for example, a First Division chairman told me when I said to him, why don't you deal with certain players? And he said, well, what do you want us to do? I've just paid £100,000 for them. As much as to suggest that the more you pay for them, the less responsibility is upon clubs to call their individual players to account.